It's the Tigers. It's Manly. Talk to me about this squad and a few debuts in here. You're on mute.
Yeah, I just realised I clicked it and double-clicked it. You got Jermaine Buller in the make his debut at the Tigers. Charlie Staines and Junior Tupou in the wing position. Stafford Troy and Ashu Kapoa in the centre positions. Braden Wakeham and Luke Brooks to make the halves pairing. Big Stefano and big Dave Clemmer make the front row positions. Api Coruscant in the hooker role. Isaiah Papali and John Bateman to make the second row. Fafuna Pole in the lock position. Dane Laurie, Joe Offengowie, Alex Twal, Tommy Talau, Alex Stephen Farf, Sean Ballor, Justin Matamura, David Nofaluma, and Jake Simpskin to round out the 22-man squad now. Big shuffle around for the Tigers. You got a debut fullback. Person debuting at fullback. You got Braden Wakeham that comes in the 6 for the injured Adam Dooley. When are they going to pull the pin? When are they going to pull the pin and drop Luke Brooks? And I know Adam Dooley would have been a better fit, but he's injured at the moment. But maybe they just need to pull the pin on Luke Brooks and go, you know what? This season's well and truly done. There's no way we're playing finals footy from now. Do we just give in and give a young bloke at 7 and just pair him up with Brendan to make to go forward from here? Dane Laurie, what's he got to do to try and get a fullback start? There's a lot of David Nofaluma. What's he going to do to make the wing position? I think he's the best winger for the Tigers going around, and he's out of the squad. So this squad's got a lot of questions, a lot of questions, and not a lot of answers. And they just seem to be a team making up the numbers in this NRL squad.
Yeah, 100%. Honestly, they're not even making up the numbers realistically. They're just there so that everyone feels better about themselves after they play the Tigers. But you know what? Actually, they're coming off a bye. So only Penrith have lost coming off a bye. So maybe they might pull something special. Maybe Luke Brooks might do something this week. I don't really know. But what I look at this squad is obviously Luke Brooks is there. I guess you could call him a marquee. He's on that wage. He's got the money. He's got the bag for at least this year. So I don't see a world with Adam Dewey injured and out for the season, if not longer. I just don't see a year where Luke Brooks does get dropped prior to round 20. I think post round 20, they might look towards next year, but I just don't see a world where Luke Brooks does get dropped. But you know what? For that Jermaine Buller at fullback, he's got a mighty test because he's coming up against an opposing fullback of Tom Trbojevic. He's then got Jason Saab, Brad Parker, Morgan Harper, Ruben Garrick, Josh Schuster is supposedly set to return for the third straight week. Let's see if he stays in that lineup. You've got DCE, Tanila Paseka, Lachlan Croker, Jake Trbojevic, Hamueli, Ethan Bullimore, Josh Alloway, Samuela Fainu, Sean Kepi, Aaron Woods, Mr. Sipley, and Cooper Johns in the 18th with KO Weeks, Ben Condon, Gordon Ton, and Christian Tuapalotu on the 22nd man position. Now, this is a Manly side that is kind of, I guess, struggling for consistency. They obviously went up to Penrith. They got absolutely belted. They got their pants pulled down. They got slapped around a little bit by Dylan Woods. They then went and played Melbourne at 4 Pines Park, and they got a massive result. So, Baxter, what do you make this squad? Obviously, for Trbojevic, for DCE, or for Jake as well, they're starting to hit that little straps of, we have Origin coming up. Let's start getting through the motions. Let's start getting to Origin form. But what do you make of this side? And then give me a prediction on this game.
Yeah, I think you touched on it quite well. Go to Penrith, get touched up, go home and host Melbourne there, and you touch up Melbourne. Nice tight game. This squad looks tight. Let me start again. This squad looks tight. They're just going to go. It looked like they've just been wound nice and tightly just for this game to be let loose. And don't be surprised if you see Tommy T get a double, Jason Saab get a double. Daly Cherry Evans to kick a 40-yard field goal. Jake to across the line, Josh Allen to cross the line, and anybody else who hasn't scored this year to cross the line and get off that nudie run, because this is the game to do it, because you got the Tigers. And look, I always go 1-12 because I think that's where the stats lie. But if you're playing against Tigers, this is an easy game to put 13 plus on them. So I'm backing these Manly boys to go 13 plus, and hopefully Josh Schuster runs out in the number 6 jersey and puts a performance together that can keep him in that number 6 jersey.
Yeah, I mean, for Schuster, I think he's definitely got to start getting into a run of form and games, because obviously you do lose Cherry Evans through Origin. Though I haven't looked ahead. I don't know where to buy for Manly. I'm sure they'll get at least Origin off, but you are going to be without Cherry Evans. If they then rest him the following week, you could have 3 or 4 weeks where this whole squad falls on the back of Josh Schuster and Cooper Johns. So not a bad backup pairing to have, but neither of them do come close to the level of ability that Cherry Evans does have. So it is going to be an interesting game, and I really wish for Tigers fans that I could say there's a bit of hope in this game for you. And I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that you do come out and put in a performance. But I've got to agree with you here, Baxter. It's one of the games where when I was doing my tips, it was a 13 plus. I'm picking Manly, move on. Whereas the other games I kind of tossed up. Cowboys, Knights, I tossed up. Who am I going to pick? Whereas this game, I don't think I could hit Manly quicker than what I did when I saw who they were playing. So maybe our bye might cop the second loss coming off the bye, but we'll see how that one goes. But we're both in agreement that Manly's going to get the job done. 13 plus, it could get a lot uglier, especially if Trebojevic gets going. But let's hope, for our sake, I've got Trebojevic in my team, so let's hope he gets a few tries. Give Jason Saab a couple and Schuster to make me a bit of money in Super. But Baxter, thanks for joining me for the Saturday and Sunday games. We'll be back with the Tuesday games very, very soon. But until then, mate, peace, get better, and go to Roosters.